Hi, I'm Noah.
Hi, I'm Cortney.
Today we're going to talk about art.
We are looking at one of the most famous archaeological sites in the world. What do you see?
Thousands of soldiers. Why are they lined up? Why are they standing in between walls?
Those are great questions. These soldiers were buried in underground pits near the tomb of the first emperor of China. He had a replica of his army made to follow his spirit into the afterlife. The soldiers are lined up just like a real army. The walls make it look like they are in trenches, which are underground pits that can protect an army from enemies.
What are the soldiers made of? How big are they?
They're made of terracotta, which means baked earth. Originally, all the soldiers were painted too, and they are life-size.
How did they make so many in such detail? It looks like they all have different faces.
It sure does. But actually, the figures were made from a set number of reusable molds.
Like the molds we use in art class for clay sculpting?
Yes, just like that. Using molds sped up the process of making these figures so that they could produce over 8,000 of them to be buried underground in pits near the first emperor's tomb. Different body parts like the hands, arms, feet, legs, torsos, and heads were made from molds and then put together to create a complete figure. Details like mustaches and goatees were then added to their faces to make it look like they are different individuals.
Why did they add so much detail if they were just going to be buried underground where no one could see them?
That's because these were made for the eyes of the dead emperor and his eyes only. The emperor wanted his spirit to be protected in the afterlife by an army as realistic as his living one.
Why do some of them have their hands held out in different positions?
They were originally holding real weapons, like metal swords and crossbows, to make them appear even more realistic.
I see terracotta horses lined up in the trenches too.
The horses were pulling real chariots, which were originally in the empty spots behind the horses. The chariots were made from wood, but they disappeared before these pits were excavated by archaeologists in 1974.
Is that because wood decays over time and it was dry in those pits?
Exactly. The terracotta soldiers were buried over 2,000 years ago in 221 BCE.
That's a long time ago.
It sure is.
Now it's time for 3 fun facts. Fact 1. This was a very recent discovery. These sculptures were just found in 1974. Fact 2. The soldiers were life-size and made to look like real individuals. Fact 3. Over 8,000 soldiers have been excavated so far, and there's probably more that have yet to be discovered. Thanks for watching! Subscribe if you want.
See you next time!